Hey up guys and welcome to the close down of the F1 2017 game. I know that there's only this is not everyone's sort of like joining right now, so it's going to be a bit on and off for most of you. If you're just joining, that's great. Thank you very much for joining, and we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight, as well as basically just going around on multiplayer and just seeing what we can make up as a mess. We all know that tomorrow is the big day for a lot of us. F1 2018 is soon to be released at midnight tonight. I'm only getting the physical copy, so I'm going to have to wait a couple of more hours, but a lot of you guys are going to be able to get the digital download either via the PSN network, Xbox Live, and also via, I think you can also get it on Steam a little bit later than 0100 tomorrow morning. So, yeah, the game is... So Codemasters say it is a lot better than what 2017 was. 2017 was a pretty stable game within reason, if we just exclude what happened at the beginning where nothing worked. But I think now 2018 is now 2017 has now got into a semi-stable place where people can just sort of get onto it. But it was missing a couple of little things here and there, and I think that's what Codemasters have finally gone into in 2018. There's been a little bit of conflict between the users and the gamers and Codemasters, and I think Codemasters have finally released a game that is sort of just there. I think 2019, when the next game comes out, they'll just take from 2018 and make it better for 2019. But we've got that to come for basically next year. When the next game is going to be released. But the big thing out of all of this is really 2018, and there's a lot of changes inside the game. A lot of you have been looking at YouTube and kind of, trying to get a little bit more information about the game. We already know there's been rule changes through a season, so you could be concentrating on one sort of R&D path throughout the game, and then all of a sudden there's been a massive change. There's been like an engine change, or there's been an aerodynamic change or a wing change or something that changes drastically on the car. That means you have to pull resources from one part of what your plan was to then push it onto another part of the R&D path. And I like the way that Codemasters have done with the fact that every team have their own sort of different way of doing things. So I think that's pretty cool. And that nothing is sort of nothing is sort of like mirrored image on every other game. It's all very much different. And I think another great thing that they brought out with the career mode is the interviews. I think that's something that's been missing from the game from a long time. Obviously 2014 or 15 had that, but I think now 2018 has now released that and brought that in. I think that's now a good thing. And I think they should keep that in the game, because that really sort of solidified the career mode, and the fact that you could say certain things to the interviewees, or to the media, and then they would then say, right, well, that doesn't, what you said earlier wasn't exactly what you agree with right now. So, what do you say to that? What do you think to that? And you can set your goals with the team as well through career contract changes now. So halfway through a season, that they'll allow you to barter with your career choices, which is unique in its own way. I think that's a good way to go. I think they've gone down the same path as what FIFA are trying to do with their career management. With their contracts, so you can like barter with your contracts and try and change little things here and there. Try and up your pay, or try and up your pay. But it's slightly different within F1, because obviously what they're asking for is, do you want to get quicker pit stop times? Do you want to be a first driver or second driver, or do you want to be equal throughout the whole season? Do you want to be on equal statuses? Obviously, if you get first place driver, you get obviously more resource points. You become more appointed with inside the team. You get the most praise of being D1. Where if you're D2 driver, you're more of the, okay, we'll give you some of the resource points, but we'll kind of, test it off the bat, and we'll give most of the resources to say, let's go for McLaren, for example. Let's go for Lewis gets most of the upgrade points, but then you're a DT driver, you'll get you'll get the resource packages they put on, but you'll get slightly less because obviously you're not the big guy. You're not the guys that they're really going for. So you have to keep. So I think that's a good way as well that they're beginning to go with Codemasters. So I think that's pretty good. Obviously, there's a lot of differences now with inside the games, and I do like that the game has gone down a different path than the way of the older games, where it's just been the same pretty much, and they've kind of improved a little bit on certain parts of the game. So I do like the way the new games are going. However, the 2017, we're talking really much about 2017 tonight. Let's talk about what it was good at, what it was bad at, what do you think could have been improved, which obviously a lot of it has been placed into the new games, so we can keep that up. Stu Adams, hey, how you doing, mate? How you doing? It's good to see you on. Don't take the mickey out of me for some of the things that I do say. You were like, and yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Private joke between me and him. So 2017 as a whole, we all know what happened at the beginning when the game finally first got released. Online was just a joke. It never worked. There was glitching. There was people driving inside of others. Safety car safety car hasn't worked throughout the entire game, and I don't think it has or ever will, because obviously tonight is the last night, and we're only pretty much 48 minutes away from the official release for the 2018 game online, digital. So obviously that's only British time. So yeah, that was a real downfall for a lot, especially for a lot of the league races that came straight from 2016 over to 2017. The way that the game was released as well was in a totally different format to Codemasters. It was the first time that they released it in that manner. So, they were obviously missing a few things here and there, which obviously didn't agree too much with what we were all saying. And you know what? I can't even remember what track we were on. We're on Silverstone. Where are you? Silverstone. Race strategy. We'll go for a high fuel mode. Which position are we in? Oh, right at the front. We'll stick with our softs. Yeah, it's due the last night. So 2017 tonight is obviously the final game. So this game is getting closed down, and 2018 is going to be the new game, which is releasing tonight. So for me, anyway, this is the last time I'll probably be playing on this game, and I'll be going on to the 2017 game. Sorry, 2018 game that'll be released tomorrow. So nice and clean. Got a bit of a push there from the car behind. The only problem is with public lobbies is the fact that a lot of them tend to go Rambo on you. But even though we had that slight push at the beginning, that's not a bad start for us. Slight corner cut there to go around that corner. Brake late there. So yeah, obviously, 2017 when it first released was a bit of a joke, and I think that it could have been released slightly better, but it is what it is, and we've obviously got given the game that we did, and a lot of us were very angry with the game and the way it was released. But hopefully this new game is going to be a lot more solid. I do hope so anyway. We'll see. Just going there through the inside of the Ferrari. Missed out on that one. I think overall though, I think 2017, even through all of its issues and dramas, I think it has been a relatively solid game. I think near the end anyway. I think guys have kind of adapted, improvised and overcome as they usually do with these games, especially with the errors. I think the only thing that really has really cheesed off league races is the fact that the safety car does not work, or there's been certain safety car glitches, and because of that, I think that's kind of ruined the realism of a lot of F1 leagues, which is a bit of a shame. But let's hope this new game and its safety car is fixed. Be nice if it was. Oh, just for you guys that have been sort of like reading my Twitter pages and my Instagram, I'm currently in talks with an F1 league at the moment. It's a league that I have been with before, and I'm currently in talks with them on whether I'm going to join them. TUF, you know who you are. For those of you who don't know who TUF are, they're the Ultimate Force, the Ultimate Formula, and they're a really, really good team, or league company to be with. Go on the outside of the Ferrari there, nice overtake. Got a McLaren behind me now. What's going on with these two? So if you notice I've gone a little bit quiet, it's because I'm trying to concentrate with this McLaren behind me. Oop, bit of a corner cut. And yeah, I do think that F1 2017 has become a relatively stable game. However, a lot more could be done to it, and I didn't like the way that it was released, so that's the biggest problems I've actually had with the game. The biggest change for me, I think, with the new game is going to be this whole handling model. Apparently there's a big change with that, especially with the suspension. Broke a little bit deep there. If you've all noticed why I'm actually driving the Force India as well, is to promote the fact that they're now back into the F1 season as well, which I'm really grateful for. Well, not grateful for, but really happy for. They're a team that is, I think personally, underrated, and they don't get the support that they need. And I know the whole controversy with the way their team is at the moment, especially with their management and the way that the team's been ran, but I think now that they've got a new manager now, and the way that they've been bought out and they're now back into F1, I think that's fantastic. And I want to give a big shout out to Force India for staying on the grid, because let's be honest, they're a team that are very much underestimated with inside the grid, and they're a team that, you know, they've had a very long history. I mean, they were Jaguar before, sorry, not Jaguar, Jordan, you know, and, you know, that's how long the team's been around. They've just had different names in a very unstable position with inside the F1 grid. So, you know, I'm glad to see them back, to be honest. I'm really glad to see them back. And it doesn't matter whether you have no points whatsoever, you'll get them back no problem, I think. So we're going to box. So we're going to box in this lap for our set of softs. Ah, fuck! Shit! Broke late into the line. Well, that's a shame. Got to kind of ruin the race a little bit. Always forget how long this pit lane is. Tyres are still a little cold. Ooh, yeah, definitely cold. Just the grip was not there where I needed it. I also want to give a great big shout out to every single person, like I've said on my Instagram, my YouTube, and onto my Twitter pages and everything. I want to give a big big shout out to everybody who's liked, subscribed, or even just, you know, joined one of my Twitter pages or onto, sorry, my Twitter page or onto my Instagram and just like one of the photos. All the support you give me has just made me sort of get stronger and stronger at this, and have a sort of courage to get online and talk a load of rubbish to absolute strangers online. So I want to thank every single one of you for every single little bit of support that you guys have given me in and out throughout the season of F1 2017, and I'm looking forward to the next season as well, especially when I'm going to be racing in a league, and I'll be uploading all those videos via the YouTube channel, which if you want a link to that, I'll be more than happy to give you. In fact, to be honest, if you're watching this, you'll already have it. But if you haven't and you are watching this later on and you've done it through my Facebook, then if you like and subscribe and press the bell on the YouTube page, then you'll always be notified whenever one of my videos go on live. They'll all be live streamed, they won't be pre-recorded, so it'll be live as you see it, and if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. Now I've got two options here. I can either take the 5 second grid stop go, or I can not bother, keep going the way I am, finish the race, see how far I get, and then do the stop go later, or I could just not bother, stay out, and take the 10-second grid 10-second grid place penalty. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I don't particularly want to take that stop go because it's a long drag down that pit straight and I don't like it. I think it takes about 40 seconds to go from pit entry to pit exit, and I've got 5 seconds to wait inside the pit garage. So talking 50 seconds, 55 seconds to go from start to exit. It's a long time to wait. So I'll see if I can pull a gap between second place, and if I can, I may make a pit and take that 5 place grid penalty. Sorry, the 5 second stop go. So it's only 13 seconds between me and second place, so I'm going to lose that place, and I'm going to lose third. But with the pace that I have, I might just do it now. But go onto a set of faster, slicker tyres and hopefully make up them places now they're on the softs. We shall see. It's a gamble, but I'm willing to take it. I'm taking this. This is a proper... This is going to be a proper... This is a proper gamble, this. Straight off the clutch. I've got full max revs. Speedy's slightly faster than me with a faster lap. However, I have now got the slicker tyres. So, in theory, with 3 laps left, I should be able to catch these guys up. I doubt it, and I reckon I'm only going to be able to get third. But we'll see. And now we're in the last few laps as well. I'm coming up to the grid, side of the grid, where these guys are going to be a lot less cleaner, should I say. Nah, this ain't gonna work. It was a gamble that didn't pay off, unfortunately, but at least I won't get a grid place penalty. Oh, these tyres are cold. Nah, this ain't gonna work. If I was making more time than this... DRS open. Try and gain the place back now. I'm not going to do it here. This is like trying to overtake there would be just stupid. Same here. Oh, don't know what he was doing. holding me up, the little bugger. Oh, this would be stupid trying to overtake here. Shit. Well, that gamble has definitely not paid off, with only one lap remaining. I'm usually a lot cleaner around this track, but that guy was holding me up like crazy. Look at that with a faster lap too. Shit. Well, this is make or break. This is the last sector now, so I've got to make it here. Oh shit. Well, I got third. I got third. Everyone else must have got time penalties. So I'm on the podium. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Whew. That was awesome. That was actually too bad for a public lobby. Wasn't too bad at all. So that's not bad at all. So yeah, as that sort of closes down, as we wait for the rest of the drivers to go over the line, yeah, I'll tell you what, the biggest problem I found with this game was the online, it just was not stable enough at all, and I just didn't like the way it was ran, and the way that you went into online lobbies, and it was like you went in, but even though you had a grading system on there, so you had like the gooder drivers had like a gold star rating, and the better drivers had a silver, and then the not so bad ones had a bronze. You know, as they went through the time of driving with the game, their experience got better and their position got better, which meant that they're the better drivers to drive with because they've got a better license, as to say. Now the new game has got the super license on it, which is good. I would like to see that work and how it's going to work, but I do like the idea. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm a bit skeptical about it, especially with the way this game was sort of done, but if it works, then fantastic, but if not, then there's definitely going to be some very angry people. But yeah, I do agree with one of the comments on Facebook there, sorry, on YouTube, and that is I don't like the way that some people have got the game early. I mean, yeah, I get Amazon and all those online providers give the game away early, but it kind of ruins it a lot for other people. Especially, man, wow, look at that. There's a couple on there with some serious time penalties. You know, I do think that I think a release date is a release date, and it should definitely be held until the time when it's actually coming out. That's a good thing about buying on digitally, is that they will not release the game until it says on the dot 0001 hours on said date, and you can have the game. And you can pre-download it, that's fantastic, but as soon as that 0001 happens on the following day of release date, then the gates are open and people can race and drive and do whatever they want, or shoot them up if you're into COD or Battlefield. You know, so that's what I think personally. Game are doing the right thing. If you're buying a physical copy from Game, they're not releasing the physical copy game until tomorrow at first doors. So some games are opening up, some game stores are opening up early around the United Kingdom, and that's great. However, if you can't make it, or if you're not one of them kind of people, you can wait till later on. Like me, I pre-ordered mine, so I can go down there at any time tomorrow and go and collect it. It's no real hurry. You know, I'll play it when I can play it, and race when I can race. You know, I'm one of them people that I love the game. I love driving. I love the whole F1 Gran Turismo. I love that sort of gaming, so to speak, especially online. But I definitely don't like people getting a game too early, especially a day early. It just ruins it for a lot of other people. And I get YouTubers get like beta access, and they also get like an early access to the game, but it's like pre-patch. So what the game was going to be released as before the new patch come through on release date, that's the game that they got, and they can play about with it and post it on YouTube. However, I just don't like that you can just post it on YouTube and let people watch that. I mean, it's great for people to know, but it ruins it for other people, because then you think to yourself, oh, I really want the game now. If they've got it, why can't I get it? You know, so I mean, that's not everyone's opinion. That's just mine. You know, and if you don't agree with what I say, then you know, everyone's open to their opinion. But that's just my personal opinion, and that's the way I see it. You know, so. But F1 2017 to me has been an interesting game, and I'm really looking forward to the new one. I am. That'd be silly of me to even contemplate how over the moon I am that the game's coming up tomorrow, and how looking forward to it I am to racing it or racing on it. But I'm in no real rush. Let's be honest. Now I'm going to tell you now, this track is not one of my most confident ones. I am not confident in this track one bit. Bahrain is a tricky one for me. So we'll see how this one goes. Now I know there's some drivers on here that are quick. Speedy's one of them. He's relatively quick, but can be quite skeptical, especially going through corners. But most of the time he is clean. And Ash Sharp is another one who's relatively quick too. I think that's all I know. This Ricky guy I need to watch out for. He's Welsh. No offense, Ricky, and all the Welsh people out there. I love you all, really. It's just because we're all Brits. We have a thing where we always take the mickey out of the Welsh and the Scots. So, yeah, private joke between the three nations. And say if you're watching, don't worry. Doesn't mean I don't like you. Just not as good as a Britishman, an Englishman, unfortunately. Right, so Bahrain. Oh, God. Oh, I hate this track. I really do. Right. I'll go with a balanced setup again. Oh shit. Need to get rid of that. Right, quickly set a setup. Bahrain dry. Race strategy, yeah, keep it that. Alright, here we go. Not the most confident track, and I'm starting right near the back. Oh, I should have gone for a set of softs. Ah, never mind. Oh well, it is what it is now. Stuck with it. Straight on to rich revs. Jesus wept.
Return the position.
Oh, they've turned off the assists. Ha! Oh, what a cheeky little mare he is. Ah. You gotta love these people. So what they tend to do is they tend to... So a lot of people who have raced on the track before, they tend to take the assists off for those people who don't know how to race with them. I had all the assists on, well, some of the assists on because, well, why not? I'm on a public lobby. So, the problem is with being on a public lobby with no assists on is that not everyone does it. Ooh, lock it up a little bit there. Ah, I've done it again. So not only am I racing on a track that I'm not very confident with, I'm racing on a track that I'm not very confident with no assists, so this could go very, very wrong very quick. Of course everyone's now leaving because they've now realised that there's no assists. Ah, you bugger. Into the gravel trap, and I'm going to spin. So let's skip out of that one because this is just ruining an entire evening. So we'll come out of that and do something slightly different. Oh dear. So we'll go back into another game, why not? As we are close to 12 minutes, no, 13 minutes away from the official release of F1 2018. I think we've got enough time for one more. That's 25% realistic. Oh, it's a classic race. I don't want classics. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's do something different. Let's do a classic race. And that race is already underway, so I can't join that one. Need to try and join one really quick, if I can. USA short, not a chance. Australia. It's 5 laps. China. Australia 1, Malaysia, oh, it's 11 in there, 5 laps. Could do that one. Don't think I've got a setup for that one, but we shall see. And the race is already in progress. Fantastic. Well done, Codemasters. Again, that's another thing that irritates me as well. So as it says lobby, in lobby, it then, when you try to join it, it then says it's not in lobby. So that kind of irritates you a little bit too. But I think that's because when you join, the race has actually started, and it just sort of screws things over a little bit. But yeah, what it is, what it is. Just get on with it. What we in? So Belgium, 5 laps, 1 shot qualify. Let's check this one out. Around Spa, which is obviously this weekend's F1 race. So obviously everyone's trying to be getting on that bandwagon. See if it will let me in for starters. In fact, this might even freeze on me. This looks like it has. Bloody typical. Yep. It's frozen on me. Standard that, isn't it? It's always great when you're trying to do a live stream and then the session then all of a sudden just crashes. It's lovely. We'll leave it for a few seconds here. See what it does. Just please wait. But by the time I've probably got into it, it's probably going to be a pain in the ass. Right, let's come out of that.